Hey, happy Thursday, crew. I'm so excited. We have Transform Nation jumping on this call. Darla from Team Rockstar Fit. We're joining forces tonight with Team Happy and Fit because Theresa is speaking tonight. I'm so excited to introduce you to our team and have you guys listen to her because she's absolutely awesome. But first, what I want you to do is be present. Be present. Turn off your phone. If you're zooming on your phone, perfect. But what I have found is when you engage yourself and you truly allow yourself to absorb this information, I'm telling you, Theresa is going to bring it. She's going to bring a lot of gut checks to you. And you really have to decide, am I all in or am I half in? Like, what am I really willing to do what it takes to get to where I actually want to go? Because I think it's one thing when we say we want something and then actually living it out. You know what I'm saying? Where this success thing is scary. A lot of people have already turned around, but not you guys. So you're here. So be present. So right now, you're present. Let's start this off with a positive note. I led a leadership call this week, and I asked them to write their I am statements. Can you give me one in the comments? Like, I was sharing, like, I am really good at parallel parking. I really am. Like, if you're with me, Sarah's seen it. Like, it's just a legit thing that I'm really proud of. Eric's always impressed. But let's look at these I am statements and just look at each other. I am brave. Kim Meyer, yes, you are, girlfriend. I just thought it's a Milwaukee thing. I'm capable. Look at this. I am a good dad. Yes, Nick. Yes, you are. I am badass. I love that. I am saying get over it. Love that. I am awesome. And I had a coach tell me, she's like, Julianne, I've been doing my I am statements every day, and I am confident. Sister, I'm confident. Jordan, yes, you are. Like, I could tell on our call. How cool is this? That we can have a community of people that build each other up and start a call like this. Who does that? Where do you find a job? Do you feel like a CEO, but at the same time where you're like, I'm part of this community that is just like, I can't even describe it. My heart is just bursting. It's awesome. A couple of little tips that I want to share with you. Keep moving forward. If you take your foot off the gas in this business, you're not going to stay still. You're going to fall backwards. If you're willing to work through your stuff, you're going to be a good coach. A lot of you have seen my story. A lot of you have seen that this month has tested me in more ways than one, but have been the most exciting of hitting goals, of having elite happen and then finding out we had a miscarriage. That, like, talk about emotions and talk about just feeling. But I showed up every day. I'm not saying I didn't give myself grace. I'm not saying I didn't cry. I cried all morning today. But I have this bigger belief in what I'm doing that I know I need to make a difference each day to someone. And me sharing my story is actually healing me, and that I can see beyond my current circumstances of tough. I am a badass coach, wife, friend. When you start talking to yourself like that, you are not going to allow yourself to stay in the pit. Does that make sense? Talk to yourself better. We've gotten so good at talking to ourselves in a bad way. We need to get really good at building ourselves up. Avatar training is coming up. Get in that. You have to be active. You're taking your business serious when you're active, and you have to make your avatar. This business is like brushing your teeth every day. I led a Super Saturday this last time. Like, I was the leader of it and forgot to brush my teeth that day. It's kind of embarrassing. And so in Julianne fashion, I said, guys, I forgot to brush my teeth today, but if you're like part of my tribe, you just get my vibe. And they started laughing. And then my friend Brittany's like, I want to relate this to something. This business, if you brush your teeth once a month, it's ineffective. If you brush your teeth once a week, ineffective. If you're inviting once a week, once a month, no wonder your business isn't going anywhere. You have to do it every single day. So a little truth bomb there. Sarah and I have been talking about this. If you are not muted, please mute yourself. This is a heart and mind business. Your mind might be there. You're like, dang, I really want this. But if your heart is not in it, where you're literally willing to have your heart shattered and broken and twisted and turned and just like a lot of heavy stuff happen, because that's what happens when you deal with people. Like, you have to be connected to this business in your heart and your head. We have an external why Maybe that's financially, but what's your internal why? You have to have that internal driven, that why. But I'm just going to make sure everybody is muted. I just have a echo and it's making me laugh. Okay. Last thing is get fit in all areas of your life. Don't just get fit physically in this business. Don't get fit just mentally in this business. You need to get fit as a spouse. You need to get fit, right, in all the roles of your life. You need to get fit as a friend. You need to get fit spiritually. You gotta get fit every area in your life. Right now, where I'm getting fit and stretched is with my emotions. That's 100% where I'm getting fit in life right now, allowing myself to really grow there. Some of you are just really trying to complete that workout program that just you can't do. Keep trying. Don't give up. Success Club, you have so much time left. Don't give up. And let's go ahead and get our call started. Please, please, please give a huge welcome to Theresa. She lives in Wisconsin, and her and I actually met on a Zoom talking about Instagram. She's a part of Team Rockstar Fit. She's a lifetime 5-star elite coach, but wait, that's not even it. She is in the top 100 out of 500,000 coaches, which is crazy. Her and I, we collaborate a lot. Theresa is the type of coach that will give you the shirt off of her back. She's successful. She always hits Success Club. She has 2 little kids, Parker and Jax. She's married. She's been a coach for less time than me, and she's working full-time from home, creating a life by design, but she hustles. I bet she out-hustles most of Team Rockstar Fit. It's not about out-hustling others. It's about out-hustling yourself. But I'm telling you, this girl boss hustles. Every day she brings it, even if she's frustrated, even if she's giving birth, even if she's doing this traveling, like she's just making it happen. Didn't you hit Success Club, like whatever, when you had Jax? I was like, how did she even do that? I don't even know. Where you're like,
I was like responding to messages, laying on the bed.
She just doesn't even.
Yeah. It's addicting.
Yeah, you just do it. And the cool part is anything you learn, you just start sharing. Like you're just like, hey, I did this, you got to do it. And it doesn't help her team in any way. But she just cares so much more about the mission. And that's what Team Happy and Fit is about. So let's give it to Theresa. I'm going to mute myself, take notes, comments, ask questions in the comments. She'll check it out later. Theresa, take it away.
Hello. All right. I'm going to share my screen. I put together a little presentation for you. Let me see. Okay, can you see this? Shake your heads, yes or no. And the person that I can see, I can't see your name. Okay, you can see it. Okay. So, I decided, I was trying to think of what to come at you guys with tonight because I know Julianne is such an amazing leader. Darla, we have so much content in Team Rockstar Fit. So I kind of wanted to switch it up and come at you a little bit raw and real tonight. Instead of just sugarcoating it and giving it to you in the fluffy style that seems really easy to do, and then you try it and you get discouraged because it's actually not that easy. So I decided to put together a little PowerPoint. There's 29 slides, so I hope I'll stay under an hour. But I just think it's really important to see what it took to be an excited challenger to a CEO while having a baby in between. So let's see here. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me personally, I'm just going to share with you a little bit about what life looked like before I was a coach, before I said yes to my first challenge group. Okay, so I live in a small town in central Wisconsin. The population is 8,004. The average household income, meaning husband and wife income combined, is $34,634. I graduated from college in 2010 with a bachelor's degree in business and moved home to let my husband follow his dreams of working on his family's, they're potato farmers, and he wanted to come home and work on the farm. Sounds really like, I always get kind of like, okay, my husband's a farmer, but they're like a really big potato farmer, and his family has generations upon generations in this, and he is like so passionate about it. It's kind of incredible. It's really cool. So I knew I would end up back in Indigo once we started dating, and things got serious, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. So when I moved home, I had no idea what I was going to do. Thankfully, both my parents are also entrepreneurs and business owners. So I had a job while I figured out exactly how I fit in back in the town that I swore I would never return to. I have my bachelor's degree with an emphasis in service management. The life I had imagined for myself grew distant, and I was learning to adapt to my new reality. The exposed brick apartment overlooking the Third Ward in Milwaukee, working for a company with room to grow professionally and focusing on my career, did not match the farmhouse that I moved into. I felt lost, and I took a job at a hospital working as an administrative assistant to the chief financial officer and the HR director. My job was paid well, and my next step was management. I said something was missing though. The passion definitely wasn't there. I was looking at spreadsheets every single day, working for the chief financial officer of a hospital. It was just a lot of number crunching. And if you know me, I do not like math. So the passion was not there. I looked around at the hospital and asked if any management position was to open up right now that I qualified for, would I even want it? And the answer was no. So I just felt kind of discouraged, and I started showing up to work and just doing my job and going home. And I was just frustrated because my husband didn't understand. He was in a job he loved, and I was suffering inside. I was not happy with where I was. My paychecks were fine. That wasn't the issue, but I was just not happy. I was offered a job about 6 months after I had my first child, working from home. And when I heard working from home and they would match my salary, I jumped on the opportunity. And if you know, like being a mom working from home, I'm like, this is going to be great. Like I can work and he can play, but it didn't work out like that. Toddlers don't just like occupy themselves. I felt like I was being a worse mom because I was constantly like shoving him in a corner and saying like, play with this truck. I have to get this done before 4 o'clock or I'm gonna get fired. So back to daycare he went full time, and my job was actually much more stressful as a mortgage loan processor than it was at my other job. And they also did not match my income like they said they were. So I left a really good job to take what I thought was going to be a better job, and the grass was not greener on the other side. So these pictures just kind of represent like who I was before I signed up for my first group. The top right picture was me when I first started at the hospital. I started in registration before I quickly moved into my position for the CFO and the HR director. On the left was my extremely unhealthy first pregnancy. I gained 75 pounds. And that's my cousin next to me. She was only like 3 or 4 weeks, like less than me in my pregnancy. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. I like will never get this image out of my head. The bottom left was me actually in high school, my senior year, just to like show the difference in my face. Like looking at this picture, I was so unhealthy. Oreos. My aunt actually got me a box of Oreos for Christmas one year because I would get back from like volleyball and knock like a whole pack of Oreos down. I ate mac and cheese. I was so unhealthy. The picture on the right was when I saw this picture, and to you guys, you might not see it, but you know when you see that picture of yourself and you're like, oh my gosh, is that what I really look like? Like my arms. For me, being a gymnast and really active my whole life, to see this picture, I was like, like I need to start doing something like working out, clean up my nutrition, whatever. So I decided to jump in with Insanity Max 30 and Shakeology. So I went head first when I joined the challenge group with Max 30. I don't know what I was thinking, but I did it. Okay. So I was a girl with a vision without a vehicle to get me there. I was in a group for 5 days before I signed up to be a coach. I didn't sign up with the person that I joined the challenge group with though. Not many people know this. The coach that I signed up with, signed me up under her husband, which immediately kind of threw up a red flag. And I'm like, okay, I met you on Instagram. I was signing up to be in a challenge group with you. Why am I getting email from your husband? It just felt weird from the start. And I think that's what prompted me to kind of ask around before I signed up to be a coach. So I talked to my personal trainer and I'm like, hey, have you ever heard of like Beachbody coaching? And she's like, yeah, I've heard Trina Gray speak at Idea Fitness, this huge, fitness conference. She's amazing. She's a really successful coach. You should check her out on Facebook. I'm like, okay, sounds good. So I went to sign up as a coach and I switched my challenge group coach out and put Trina's name in. And then I signed up with Trina. I knew nothing about her other than my personal trainer said she was really good at speaking. So I got Success Club 10 and was running my first group with 6 of my friends before Trina and I had even spoke. I got my first check and I was pleasantly surprised. That is when I got a little glimmer in my eye of what this could possibly do for me. With an average household income of $34,634, I was not confident I would grow much from my $30,000 salaried position, and this could possibly be the vehicle that would allow me to bring in more money, and I thought that was pretty cool. A goal without a plan is just a wish, though. We all know that. I had big goals, but I had no plan. I wanted Lindsay Matway's life, but I had no clue how she got there. I did not know much about the company. I didn't really know what Success Club meant. I didn't understand volume, and I didn't understand the comp plan. I like Shakeology, but I didn't know much more about it besides that. I drank it. It made me feel good, made my stomach, be less bloated, but I didn't know much more than that. So when people ask me, that's kind of what I had to give them, not much. I'm not sure if these things are making you feel a little bit uncomfortable, because I've definitely been on calls where I'm like, did this person dissect my business before they got on this call and they're talking to me and only me? And like, I could just feel myself getting red. But that's okay. I didn't dissect any of your guys' business, and this is not awkward. This is just what I went through. So don't worry. You can learn those things. So I can share with you things I've been through and how I overcame them to become a 5-star elite coach 2 years into the business, working full-time my first year with a child, and having a second child in my second year of coaching. Okay, so now I had the vehicle, but it was up to me to drive it. I just signed up to be a CEO for free with my challenge pack. I had everything I needed at my fingertips. I got an email from Trina giving me the link to Rock the Basics, and I enrolled right away. I looked in the coach online office and did all the training for new coaches in there. I watched endless YouTube videos and figured out everything I needed to know to get going. I started a like page right away, and I started sharing my journey. Would I have started a like page then if I knew what I knew now? Trina actually told me to delete my like page after I made it and after I invited people to it, and I told her no. I would absolutely do it over again for my knowing myself. For me, there was no turning back. I was committed. I did the research before I launched it. I knew if I wanted money out of it, I had to put money into it. I had to show up every single day, and that was the challenge I wanted because I knew that would help me become successful. I personally think if you hit Success Club in your first 3 months as a coach and you're all in, starting a like page is a good idea. I've also seen coaches such as Shelly Gonzalez on Team Rockstar Fit who build an entire elite business off of their personal page. Do what's best for you and know that both avenues take commitment. I saw what Beachbody could do for me, and I was willing to test the limits. I knew I'd be running challenge groups every single month, and for the first year, that meant me waking up at 4:30 in the morning to post in my Facebook group, because that's all we had, and I would post live. I set my alarm, I woke up, I posted, and I went back to bed every single day, every single month. I ran 21-day groups every single month, and sometimes I ran 2. Which means I had 2 groups to post in, which means I had 2 posts to make and 2 different groups to post in, because they weren't the same 21. I mean, they weren't like day 1. It was like day 1 and day 12. I ran 21-day groups every month, and sometimes I ran 2. It was hard. It was annoying, but it's what I had to do to hit my Success Club goals. If I didn't hit Success Club, I set up another group. Out of everything I read, I knew hitting Success Club was non-negotiable to build a thriving business. All the top coaches hit Success Club consistently for years straight. I knew there had to be method to that madness, and I was getting on that train, and I am so glad that I did. I promised myself I was going to shoot it to you straight, because sometimes when you're talking to your own team, it's really easy to tiptoe around these types of things because you don't want to be brutally honest. You will hear all the time that Success Club does not find your business. And I know some coaches on this call may disagree with me when I say this, but that's okay. I can 110% tell you that if you're not hitting I can 100% tell you that hitting Success Club is crucial for your business if you want to grow and continue growing. If you're not hitting Success Club, this means that you're not adding new blood to your challenge groups, and you're losing the chance to add new blood to your team. Does this mean you have to hit Success Club 20 every month? Does it mean you're a terrible coach if you don't? No. It means try to hit Success Club 5 every single month. For me, all I did my first year as a coach, and I ended my first year as a coach working full-time with a baby at home with a traveling husband. I also ran a gymnastics program, which I probably put like 20 to 30 hours in a week, traveled on the weekends. I had a busy schedule. I hit Success Club 5 every single month, and I added 1 to 2 new coaches every single month. That's it. Not negotiable. I made it happen. But that's all I did to be able to end the year as a 2-star premier coach, my first year of coaching. It's not adding, getting Success Club 20 and adding 5 coaches. That's not what it is. It's just merely showing up and doing the work and hitting goals that you set for yourself. I think somebody's unmuted. I don't know if you can hear that. Okay. So, are you really a girl boss, or are you living through someone else's dream? We've all seen it. We've probably said it. Hashtag girl boss. Are you, or are you pretending to be? Are you busy chasing shiny objects and doing stuff that's not moving your business forward, but it looks good? Here is what my day looked like when I started coaching. Number 1, I posted on social media, most of the time just to post. I mainly posted sweaty selfies after my workouts, and I'd toss up a few quotes. I had to post 3 times a day, right? That's what I did. I posted 3 times a day. Nothing was attached, no emotion, no story, and no relationship building was happening. Number 2, 3/4 of my day I was on my phone checking messages. My relationship building happened behind the scenes, and it was sucking all of my time. I was not answering objections on Facebook, so I had to explain myself over and over and over again behind the scenes in my messages. It took up a lot of time. It was really annoying, and I was kind of getting sick of it. My husband noticed that my nose was in my phone all the time, and I would get frustrated with him too. After all, I was trying to be Lindsay Matway. Number 3, lead a team. Me, not a chance. I learned everything from YouTube, and my upline was Trina Gray. How would I ever compete with that? She was incredible. She had all the answers. She had a humongous team. I didn't invite like I should because I was not confident in what I was inviting to. Hell, I didn't even know what I would do with my coaches if they said yes. So, number 4, I woke up at 4:30 a.m. to post in a challenge group. And it had me hating challenge groups. I did them, but I went through the motions. I did not do them. I did not engage other than liking posts and saying awesome job, and that got old, and it got boring, and my challenge groups became mundane. This behavior did not seem hashtag girl boss-ish at all. It seemed like the type of behavior that would cause burnout, ripples in my relationships, disappointment, and I would blame 100% of it on Beachbody. If you do this, I hope this call helps you. I decided to take it to the next level and begin branding myself. You hear that we are our own magazine, and are your posts magazine worthy? Would you be proud to see one of your posts featured on Fitness Magazine? Every single post, not just one post a month. Would you be proud if any one of your posts was chosen to be to be shown in Fitness Magazine? Would it make your business blow up, or would you be slightly mortified that that's the way you're choosing to represent yourself? We'll just leave that there and hope you clean up your social media if you answered no. It's cool. We're evolving. We're growing. You are too, or you wouldn't be on this call. You're cool with change and improvement. Take that and now grow. Tomorrow, you're not going to post to post. You're going to post an attempt to build a relationship. Tomorrow, you are going to check your inbox one time. You're not going to be on your phone all day. Tomorrow, you're going to put your phone in a bowl when you're having family time. Walk in the house, put your phone upside down, enjoy your time with your family, your kids, your spouse, whatever, your dogs. I don't care who you have at home. They don't deserve to be staring at you on your phone all the time, even when you're trying to be a hashtag girl boss, because that's not what girl bosses do. Tomorrow, you're going to be a girl boss that runs her business, not a girl boss that lets her business run her without anything to show for it. Deal? Alrighty then. Okay. Next up, take it seriously and brand yourself. I put some feelers out there for graphic designers. I'm all about giving business to people I know. If you owned a small business in your town and you needed some flooring, would you go to the mom and pop shop that sold hardwood, or would you go to a chain store and get it at the same price? No. Same thing with this business. You're a business owner. You need to operate like one. Be strategic. I don't think it's sneaky to do things like this. I think it's very smart. Do you want a logo for your team, for your fitness brand, whatever the case may be? Put up a post that you're interested in creating a logo and ask for suggestions. Ask for people to tag graphic designers underneath that post, and create relationships with those people. You don't have money for a professional logo if you're not in that place in your business, which I think if you're a brand new coach or a coach for 5 years, you could be at that place. You're just doing something to better your image. If you don't want a logo, put up a post. Don't have money for a professional logo for your business or team right now. That's all right. You can use your own using word swag. This one with the flowers on it, I made in 2 minutes on word swag. Stamp that baby on everything. Use it to make your team page seem, just very clean, crisp, professional. And that's the way it will feel. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Just get something up there. You don't have to pay for it. You can make your own. Do what you have with what you can. I'm going to share my contacts with you for my graphics, for my logos that I've had made. You can jot these down and use them, or you can do your own search like I mentioned before. But Abby is my sister's good friend. She just got engaged. She's saving up for her wedding, and she asked me to share her information with all of you guys. She's great. She's a graphic designer. She lives in Chicago, and she's basically just doing this out of her home right now. So she's fun, $75 flat rate, and she's very easy to work with. Mallory Clark was a recommendation to me from a friend. She starts at $60, depending on how difficult you are. She increases that, and you just get the bill at the end. So these are 2 people that I've used, 2 people that I've been satisfied with, and I actually really like. Okay, so full-time employee to full-time newly pregnant Beachbody coach. Be like a duck, remain calm on the surface, and paddle like hell underneath. You guys, I can't see if there's children, but I was literally so nervous to quit my job. It was the hardest decision I've ever made. I felt confident in it, and then the next day I would be like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? I'm like ruining our lives. And I was scared, and I'm not going to sit and lie and pretend I wasn't, because I know if some of you are like teetering, like, oh, could I do this full time? Could I not? Well, maybe I would down the road if I did that. There's all these questions that come up about when you're thinking about doing something like that. I would never do anything to put my family in jeopardy. And I think that's something that you really need to consider if you are considering becoming a full-time coach. Don't be stupid, okay, for lack of a better term. Plan it out financially. Be consistent. Your team cycle bonus should be your residual income that you can count on, and your retail should be fluff extra on top. That's my suggestion as far as like the padding that you would need. I'm going to go into it a little bit more for you. Okay, so my first year, every invite I did not send prevented me from giving him the life he deserves. Think about that. Every invite, I was too nervous, too scared, too whatever was holding me back, was preventing me from giving my child the life he deserved. Think about it that way next time you're holding back an invite. So I'm going to take you inside my first year as a coach. If you're sick of hearing about finding your why, you'll understand someday. I did not connect with my why at first. And the first sign of troubled waters, I wanted to jump ship. That's what your upline's there for, though, right? I never once got on a call with Trina and disrespected her time. What she said, I listened to. What she suggested, I did. Not saying her way is the only way, but I admired her determination and grit. I knew if she was telling me these things, it was to help me grow. She had my best intentions at heart. And if you don't have that type of relationship with your upline, there is definitely someone within our circle in Team Happy and Fit, Team Rockstar Fit, wherever, that you can find that relationship with. I needed a deep-rooted why, a why that made me cry. Every time I handed in a PTO request, I got anxious. Every single time my son wasn't feeling good and I had to drop him off at daycare, I got anxious. I still get anxious even thinking about those two things. Every time I missed work to stay home with my baby, I got calls all day, and then I returned to work the next day to fix everything that I missed the day before. Every time I had to tell my husband no when he wanted me to go on a business trip with him, I was annoyed. I became pregnant with my second child, and my entire world changed. I debated on moving up from a mortgage loan processor to a mortgage loan officer, where I would be commission-based and more than likely be putting in 50-plus hours of work for an unknown amount of money. I was starting to hate the position I was in. I was stressed out. We were understaffed. I was running on fumes. I was easily agitated at my job, and it was not a positive environment for me or anybody else. I got on a call with Trina and I said, I can't do this anymore. I need you to tell me what to do in order for me to be able to quit my job. I said, I would like to make, or first thing she asked me to do is what dollar amount do you need to make in order to quit your job? So if you're going to get on a call like that with your upline, you have to be willing to share intimate details about your life, which I was totally fine doing. But I said, I'd like to make $1,000 per week. And she said, well, what are you making now? And I said, I'm making $500 a week now. She's like, then how come you need to double your full-time income in order to quit your job? And I told her that's because that's what my husband told me I needed to do in order to quit my job. And she was like, okay, so what other job that you would go out and apply for and get right now would you double your income? And I was like, yeah, like none. There's none. I'm already making $30,000 and half the people in my town combined only make $34,000. So you're right. I don't even know. There isn't any. So I went home and I talked to Eric and I was like, okay, why do I have to make double? Like, that's a little aggressive, don't you think? And he's like, well, yeah, just make me feel better. I'm like, yeah, me too, but it's not going to happen. I'm quitting my job when I make $500 a week. So there's that. So we settled on matching my income. And the next thing she told me was to get my week leg volume to 5,000 volume points as soon as I could. I was nowhere near that. So I looked at that and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm never quitting my job. I'm never going to get there. I hung up and I busted tail. I did not bust tail for a week and get sick of it. I woke up every single day. I worked out, shared it on social media. I worked for 45 minutes on my Beachbody business. I showered and listened to PD while I got ready. I used every single lunch hour to work my business. I shared on social media at that time again. I got home, ate dinner with my family, put my son to bed, and I went downstairs and worked my business for another hour or so. That is what it took for 5 months in order to quit my job. From that call with Trina, 5 months later, I put in my 2 weeks notice. I did not get my week leg volume to 5,000, but I doubled my team during that time. I was all in for my challenge groups, and I was consistently posting and as I was posting, I was building relationships through those posts and behind the scenes. I was showing up and doing the right things in order to grow. I was not showing up and comparing myself to Lindsay Matway. I was not going to turn into her by scrolling her newsfeed. I was going to become successful doing the things other people are not willing to do. I was doing my vital behaviors every single day. I was not chasing shiny objects or ideas that were not going to move my business forward. I was fierce with my time, and I was not wasting my time creating content or doing things that were going to only be forgotten about a month later. I was in it to win it. My team moved up to the top 100 in the company within those 5 months. I quit my job. I was able to stay home the last 2 months of my pregnancy. I welcomed our little girl, a full-time CEO, and I didn't have to put in a PTO request for maternity leave. I also doubled my income. Okay, if you want something you've never had, you're going to have to do something you've never done. The success of my business depended on me. If I didn't show up, what happened? You'll notice if once your team begins to grow, if a coach takes off a week, their business suffers. The next week, you'll notice red inactives flashing at you and the sponsorship drill down. Coach cancellations will start to come, and you'll see that that's their sponsor coach, is your coach that decided to take a little time off. And when they want to start working their business again, they're going to feel extremely defeated because they're basically starting over, treading water, versus they could be just showing up a little bit each day and doing the right things to keep their business moving forward. Do you think the owner of a major company just goes MIA, stops answering messages, phone calls, emails, stops showing up, stops all responsibility, and manages to run a thriving business? There's not a chance. That can't happen in this business either. I'm not saying you have to spend 5 hours a day. I'm not saying you have to even spend 2 hours a day. You have to at least show up and stay connected in those important areas that you're supposed to stay connected in order to move forward. So my first year, I really invested and applied in the key. No training is going to help you unless you take what you learn and apply it consistently. Don't waste your time chasing shiny objects and paid trainings unless you're all in. You can be a successful coach with trainings from YouTube. The only training I have put money into that I have found successful is this social team builder, Jesse Reagan Facebook training. For my like page. I applied the things I learned from this and have now almost 20,000 followers on my like page. When I started this, I had 500 followers. Okay. I put money into it and I applied what I learned in this training that I also paid for. I've also paid for multiple other trainings and have not gotten my money's worth out of it. I've wasted a lot of freaking time. A lot of time. If you're someone who is starting a website, a blog, an email opt-in, you're an Instagram, Twitter, personal page, like page, and you're not hitting Success Club every single month, you're wasting your time. Some coaches on this call might disagree, but I'm not here to make friends. I'm just here to help you. You can be successful from doing Rock the Basics or your coach's Coach Basics. I started with Rock the Basics, and I did not take a month off until I graduated 4.0. I was all in. I wasn't going to dabble in Rock the Basics this month and get out of it the next month, dabble in 2.0 the next month. I was all in. I did it from start to finish every single month. And I knew what I had to do to get into 4.0 before it was time to apply for 4.0, and I couldn't apply because I didn't hit the requirement. I knew what I had to do in order to be able to apply for 4.0 before I applied for 4.0, so I made it happen. If I wanted to know more about something, I watched YouTube videos until it clicked for me. I was all in. I wanted to know how to get better traction on my like page. I looked up the best times of the day to post on Facebook. I was all in. I wanted to learn how to create eye-catching graphics, so I watched tutorials and I did it. I don't ever spend more than 10 minutes on a post for social media, ever. I'm all in, and then I move on to the next thing. Just start. Melanie Mitro said this in a training that I watched. She said, while everybody was busy chasing shiny objects and doing paid trainings, she did the vital behaviors. We all know how that panned out for her, right? Top coach again this year. Celebrate everything you do. 10 likes on your like page, have a freaking party. You and your teammates, PS or not, your personally sponsored coaches or not, go to an event, celebrate that. You advance to Emerald, celebrate that. Create a culture that makes people want to join you. You might feel confident giving shout outs in your team page, but why aren't you doing it on your public page? You want to give people that taste of what it's like to be behind the scenes. So do shout outs on your page where other people can see that aren't a part of your team. I did a lot of that my first year. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about goal setting. I gotta check what time it is so I'm not like running way over. I don't even know where my phone is. Are we good? Okay. All right, so goal setting and why goals matter even when they're hard. Julianne and I know all too well about this. This year was hard. Goals are awesome and goals suck, okay? When you set a goal, it should be a SMART goal. So be super specific, and you guys may have already heard this, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but specific goals. So you want to be a diamond. Why do you want to be a diamond? Do you just want to be a diamond to say you're a diamond? Or would hitting diamond mean you went from a $14 team cycle bonus to an $18 team cycle bonus, and that money can go towards paying off some student loans? Is that why you want to be diamond? Or do you just want to be diamond? You have to be specific about your goals. On my vision board this year, I put start upstairs remodel on our house. And I put a specific picture of what I want that remodel to look like. I put a date when I want to start that. I have everything just laid out very specifically. It's measurable, it's attainable, it's relevant to my life, and I have a deadline by the end of this year. I want to hit those goals. So when you set a goal, you should have this feeling in your chest like there's a rubber band being stretched to the limit. It should feel really, really, really far off when you're writing it down, but it should be attainable through a lot of heart and hustle. When I set my goals this year, my rubber band felt super tight. I know they're going to be really hard to hit, but I also know the power of a vision board is magical. Goals are going to test you, they're going to challenge you, and you're going to fail at times when you're trying to achieve them. We all do. You might even move backwards from where you are right now when you're trying to hit that goal, and you could give up. But what if you don't hit them? Sometimes life seems like it'd be easier without coaching in it, doesn't it? What would happen if you quit coaching? You would probably have a big weight lifted off your shoulders. It would feel pretty nice right away, I think. You can go back to things. You won't be challenged to dream big or paint a vision for your future. You will accept being average and life will carry on. This is until you're tested again. Those same self-limiting beliefs that you had during coaching when you were going to hit a hard goal are going to come back with or without coaching in your life. The same doubts, the same fears, the same apprehension is going to come back next time you're tested. And it's not because of Beachbody coaching. Oftentimes with coaching, we push ourselves to hit huge goals and insecurities come in and we blame everything on coaching. The reality is those feelings are going to happen when you try to achieve anything worth fighting for. And it's the coaches that work through it and dive into personal development that come out on top. Elite would have been so freaking easy to give up on this year. So easy. So easy. But how would it have felt if I didn't keep going? Trusting myself to make it happen was basically what kept me going. Think about the next time. Think about that the next time you want to quit when the going gets tough. It's going to happen to all of us. It's going to happen to all of us a lot more than we probably want it to. And the first thing you're going to do is pull back, and you're going to stop hard charging, and you're going to stop your limits because it's going to seem easier to give up. Maybe you're even going to think about quitting. Go ahead and quit. That's okay. If it's not for you and you don't want to do this type of thing and it stresses you out more than it makes you happy, that's okay. But if you want to dream big and you want to give your family and your future the life that you are able to because of this opportunity, keep going. Okay? You're dreaming big. You're going to have doubts and you can get past them. Okay. Oh, that was my little cubicle right there. Yeah. I can't even imagine. Okay. So fake it till you make it. And I know a lot of people hate this phrase, but I love it. I love it. Lead a tribe of 1,000, even if you're on a team of 1. Okay. Create a vibe that makes people want to join you. Share about the opportunity that they have to join you. I posted I was on when I was a new coach. I posted about every trip, every workout with a friend, every fun thing that came about because of coaching. I posted about it. If you are often wondering, what should I post about? What should I post about? Take a look in your team page. Like, what did someone share that, like, their life has changed now because of coaching? What in your day was different or more positive because of the coaching opportunity? Share that. When my friends were watching The Bachelor, drinking wine and eating taco dip, I was growing a team in my basement. I would then catch the recording of The Bachelor afterwards, but I shared that stuff. I shared everything. Who else is on a call on a Thursday night with a bunch of women learning about dreaming big and not holding yourself back? Like, this is really cool, and we need to share more of that with people. Okay, so a day in the life of a full-time coach. This is what you guys see, right? These awesome pictures, getting massage, a facial, but this is the stuff you see on the outside. You do not see that duck paddling for dear life underneath the water. What you don't see is the work it takes to be able to do this. I heard a few times when I started that people just came to me. It's not true. The harder you work, the luckier you get. No one has it easier than you. They just work harder than you. If I send out 1,000 emails or 1,000 invites and someone else sends out 10, which, by the way, I don't send out 1,000 invites a week or even probably in a month, but let's just say this. If someone's sending out 1,000 invites and another coach is sending out 100, this coach is going to seem a hell of a lot more lucky than this coach, isn't she or he, right? So just think about that. The harder you work, the luckier you get. Okay, how my sponsor played a role in this. What's it like to be on Trina Gray's team? Number one, she posts in her team page about, and I'm sharing this with you because I oftentimes think, what if I'd be on a different team? What if Melanie Mitchell was my coach? She's a top coach. What if I would have signed up with the girl that I joined the challenge group with? What if? So this is what it's like to be on Trina Gray's team. She posts about 3 to 4 times per week in her PS page. It's just her PS coaches in there. She usually just has us share what our personal development was for the day, something good about our day, why we love coaching, fun stuff, not really any training. We Zoom once a week on Friday. Yeah, 9 a.m. when most of the world is at work. When I worked, I took my headphones to work and I listened while we Zoomed with my camera off and my, whatever, I had my headphones in. Or I took lunch early on Fridays and I would go in my car and listen to the Zoom on camera so I could contribute to the conversation. I didn't make excuses. I didn't miss it. I never missed a Zoom. Gosh, I just don't. If I'm giving my kid a bath, I get on a Zoom. I put it on speakerphone and I carry it around my house with my camera off. I've literally peed while I'm on a Zoom before. Like, I don't miss Zooms. Just put it on speakerphone. I mean, if you're somewhere, obviously, whatever, there's always like going to be an exception, but don't miss stuff that is going to help you grow. So anyway, she does one-on-ones as requested. She uses Acuity scheduling. We can sign up with her if we need to. We fill out an intake form that says what's going well for us, what we're having trouble with, something good going on in our life right now, and what we want to get out of the call, because then she's prepared to get on the call with us and she knows what we're going to talk about. We don't ever get on a call and just say like, hey, how's it going? Good. No, it's not wasted time. It's always pushing forward. She gifts us something small each month for hitting Success Club. Now get this, you guys. I'm not showered with gifts. There's reasons that I get a gift. One is you have to hit Success Club 10 and add 2 PS coaches in order to get that Success Club gift. She's not giving it to everybody. If you're a brand new coach, you have to get Success Club 5 and 1 PS to get a personal development book, or usually something small but meaningful. I message her and I don't expect answers right away. She checks her message. She's a girl. She's a hashtag girl boss. She checks her messages probably once or twice a day max. If it's truly urgent, I'll text her, but that rarely happens unless I'm shooting for elite and I'm panicking at the last moment. So that's kind of what it looks like to be on her team. You know, it's not that I feel like sometimes it can be a curse, because I feel like my team probably thinks I am getting all this amazing, amazing content, but pretty much everything she shares with me, I try to duplicate and share with my team in some way. And a lot of the content in her team page, like I said, is just fun. Like, what'd you do for PD today? I'm reading this book. It's really good. Here's my favorite quote. Like, stuff like that. It's not secrets. So don't be upset about the results you didn't get from the work you didn't do. I like that quote. Okay, so entrepreneurs are willing to work 80 hours a week to avoid working 40 hours a week. So there are probably times where I'm like doing these faces more than I'm like, oh, I love coaching. Oh, it's so great. Like, let's be real. It's not always easy. It's not always fun. There's stuff that sucks. And like, I don't know. It's not always easy. And that's what it looks like on Facebook. But 2 weeks ago, and I'm going to share this with you and be completely raw because I feel like I've already set the tone and I'm going to do it. 2 weeks ago, I made $5,000 in 1 week. Today, my paycheck was $980. Are you willing to work 80 hours a week to avoid working 40? Are you willing to work through the hard times because you believe what's to come? So maybe right now your paycheck isn't even near those numbers. Maybe you're making $14 in your Emerald Team Cycle bonus once every few weeks. Trust the process. Believe. Keep showing up. Keep putting in the hours. Keep doing what it takes to get to the next level. I always think about this when like new coaches are on my team. I'm like, you know, they have really big goals. Are you truly inviting to the business? Are you inviting people to join your team? Because that's where that money is going to come from. Your team cycle bonus is only as strong as your team is. If you have a team made out of only discount coaches, and I'm not discrediting any coach who sign up, I have a lot of discount coaches on my team. If you have a diamond business with discount coaches, you have a business full of customers. So often I see new coaches, and I am guilty of this too. I totally did this in the beginning. You offer the discount coach option to somebody to save money on their Shakeology. They sign up thinking, oh, cool, yeah, heck yeah, I'm going to save on my Shakeology. And then you annoy the crap out of them trying to get them to be a working coach. Think about the way you offer the opportunity to people. If you offer it as a discount, they're signing up for the discount. If you're offering it to them for the discount and the business building opportunity, they'll have that in their head. Stop trying to make your discount coaches working coaches. That will happen if you lead and they notice and they want to follow, they will come. Don't try to drag people through the mud. It does not work. I've done it. It does not work. Don't waste your time. Just keep adding to your team and know that someday will come along a coach that wants to work the business. My entire diamond business was built on discount coaches, and then I had to keep adding. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, she wants to work the business. This is fantastic. I didn't even know what to do with myself. I was so excited, but it will happen. You just have to trust the process again. There's a lot of trusting the process that goes on with this. So basically the problem, if you feel stuck or you're not growing or you're very frustrated, where are you spending your time? I don't know if you guys hopped on that call or listened to Doug Moss's recording he did the other day about if you want to be elite or premier. It's a super good call. If you didn't listen to it, go back and listen to it. The message in the beginning of the call was incredible. And I wish as a brand new diamond, I would have heard that message when I was a new diamond. He said that he asked 15-star diamonds what their business looked like. Do you spend your time working mostly with your teams? Do you spend your time mostly working with new coaches? Or do you spend your time working your own business. And 15-star diamonds, which is the highest you can be, said that they spend about 50% of their time with their team and 50% recruiting for their own business. Then he asked diamond coaches what their business looked like. And something happens when you hit diamond. You go into like management mode and you spend all your time trying to get your team to do what you did. You're trying to get your team to be diamond coach too. And not all of them are going to want to, because like I said, your business might be built on discount coaches, and that's okay. But that's where we go wrong. 80% of the time should not be spent on your team, trying to drag them through the mud and teach them everything that you think they need to know. If they're going to work the business and they're going to figure this out, they're going to figure it out. So what diamonds should be doing is spending about 20 to 30% of their time with their team and the rest on their own business. Be a little bit selfish, even though I know like we're in this to help people and we're in this to like help our team become successful. You're going to burn out and you're going to get drained if you spend all your time in your team page trying to help your coaches and hand feeding them information that they can already get on their own, instead of moving your business forward and continuing to grow your downline. I did it. I see coaches on my team do it. It can be like, it can crush your business. You just need to keep moving and keep adding. Okay, so what has worked for me, and you've already heard everything that did not. Get out of your own way. I live in a small town. There's a lot of judgment. I'm a beach body coach. What the hell is that? Mary Kay or like something, you know, like really people think I'm crazy. And I don't care, because I don't think anybody in my town, I don't know, maybe a doctor made $5,000 a week 3 weeks ago. You know, that's pretty freaking cool. Get out of your own way. Who cares what people think? I did a post on this today. People, like I often answer objections in my posts because then I don't have to do it behind the scenes. So I got a lot of messages about the ultimate reset that I'm doing right now. I'm on day 18. I cannot wait to be done. But I've gotten a lot of questions and then a lot of hesitations behind that. So I did a post. I'm like, you know what? I feel like a lot of people don't join me because I'm a Beachbody coach. I don't need Beachbody. I don't want to do like the whole MLM thing, whatever. Well, I don't care. Okay. So they're not, other people's opinions does not determine your confidence level. If you feel like you look good naked, if you feel like you're healthy and fit, if you're happy in the body that you're in, if your mindset is good, other people's opinions do not control that. You control that. So if Beachbody at-home workouts work for you, then join me. If going to a gym isn't in your deck of cards like it isn't in mine anymore, working out from home works for me. If spending money on boots that are going to give you momentary, short-term satisfaction is worth more to you than spending money on your mindset and your health and fitness, then do that. And then I put, I don't care what you do, just do something. If you're not happy with where you are, then do something to change it. So I just think, get out of your own way. Who cares what other people think of you? You're doing positive stuff, and it's a reflection of them, not you. Okay, so for me, work smarter, get in, get out, grind and unwind. Trina says it all the time. Do something every single day that's going to wake up and ask yourself, what do I need to do to move my business forward today? Do that one thing and be happy if you get it done. Goals matter. Quit telling yourself that they don't. Quit shooting for diamond and giving up and then pushing out your deadline for 3 more months and then not hitting it and then saying, okay, by summit, I'm going to be diamond. Just do it. Do it. Quit adjusting that deadline. You are more than capable of doing it. It's going to be hard, but you're totally capable. Stop making excuses. We all do it. When something gets hard or something doesn't go our way or something takes a little extra time, we make excuses. Make Success Club a non-negotiable, you guys. That's important. It's really important. I am kind of sick of hearing that Success Club isn't important, because it is. They wouldn't have it if it wasn't, right? They have personal development. That's important. I think Success Clubs should be a non-negotiable. And Success Club 5, that is like amazing. That's great. Don't discredit that. I think that's incredible. Some months are going to be harder than others, and that's okay. I added 2 PS coaches as a non-negotiable in my business. That worked for me. Hitting Success Club and adding 2 coaches a month worked for me. Don't look at other coaches. Stop trying to be Lindsay Matway, Theresa. I did that. Like, oh my gosh, I would go to her page. I would go to Bonnie Hill's page. I would be like, oh my gosh, what are they doing? What do their pictures look like? How are they posting? How are they talking? And just don't. Because the more time you spend scrolling their Facebook, wishing you had their life, you're losing time to work your business and maybe someday, get there. Know the business. If there are areas in the business that you don't feel confident in, or maybe are a little bit gray or confusing, like volume, oh my God, volume. Seriously, I did not understand volume for the life of me. I watched so many YouTube videos until it finally clicked. And I can't even tell you which one made it click because I watched so many of them. I also talked with Trina about it like 3 times on a personal, like one-on-one call. And I hung up every time and I'm like, I have no freaking clue what she just said. None of this makes sense. But now that I get it, it makes sense. And now I can see, okay, this is what I need to do in order for my business to grow. Stop scrolling Facebook. Stop scrolling Instagram. Stop blaming being on your phone all the time on Beachbody when you're actually not doing Beachbody, when you're actually not working your business. It's different if you're like on your phone all the time hustling. If you're on your phone scrolling Facebook and like doing stuff that isn't going to move your business forward, then that's your own issue. Early, oh shoot, I forgot a Y on that. Darn it. Early to bed, early to rise. For me, going to bed earlier and getting up earlier to work my business worked really well for me. Getting my workout in. My fitness is a direct reflection of my business. If I'm missing workouts, I feel blah, and then my business feels blah. Learn to say no. Say no. Who cares? Be selfish. Be fierce with your time. If you have priorities like family, maybe you need to say no to other things on the weekends, or maybe you can't go to, let's say, like a birthday party or something because you have stuff to do that you need to get done on the weekend because you don't have time to work your business much during the week. If it's important to you, just make time for it. Know your 6 roles. Phone in the bowl. My girlfriend taught me this and I actually really like it. Walk through the door at night, and if that's your time to be with your family, put your phone, have a little bowl in your front entry or like on your kitchen table or whatever, and phones go in the bowl on silent, and you're fully focused with your family at that time. No message. And I feel like being a Beachbody coach, we think like if we don't respond right now, they're going to move on to a different coach. Well, then let them. Who cares? That actually is not going to happen because people aren't waiting for you to respond like you think they are. I thought that. I was on my phone constantly, checking my messages. As soon as my phone dinged, I was looking at the message and responding. Like, doesn't that look kind of pathetic, actually, if we're responding like so fast? Like, it's like we're desperate. And sometimes we are because we need to hit Success Club at the 9th hour. But know that it's okay if you don't respond to them right away. I check my messages 1 time per day. Unless I'm like sitting there working and I can see like my coach that I'm like going back and forth with is responding back to me, I'll respond back until I'm like, okay, I need to do something. But I do not check. None of my notifications are on my phone. And I only intentionally go into my inbox once a day. Okay. Keep getting results. If you're still posting the results you got from like last year or 6 months ago, you need to get new ones. Show people that you're still working on yourself. If you're not working on yourself, start working on yourself. Social media, I do the 80-20 rule. I share 80% about my life, my daily life, and 20% about this business, which includes fitness, meal prep, whatever. 80% is about me, my life, and 20% is about fitness and nutrition. I do that because I want to build relationships with people on the front end, not the back end. Until obviously we're like connected, then that's different. But I feel like posting like that really helps people understand me and get to know me. And I also, in the beginning of coaching, I would look at like Stephanie Davies, I really admire. And I'm like, why do I keep coming to her page? What do I like about it? It's because it's not all sweaty selfies of her working out. No one cares. Like, get more content in there that people are going to connect with you on a personal level. It's important to show them that you are a symbol of health and fitness, but it doesn't have to be sweaty selfie after sweaty selfie after sweaty selfie with a shake picture thrown in. Let people get to know you. Get help where you need it. If you are struggling in an area of your business, ask for help. Watch YouTube videos, Google it. Figure out why it isn't working for you. You're not getting a lot of likes on your post. Maybe you're posting at the wrong time of the day. One good tip is to open up your chat. If there's like 500 people on, it's a pretty hopping time to post. If there's only 20 active people in your messenger, nobody's on Facebook. Don't post then. Wait. You'll start to kind of see patterns of when the busy times are, and that's when you should post. Stop trying to impress people. You're not perfect, and people don't like perfect people. I had a person tell me that they didn't want to work with me as their coach because I was a size 2, which I'm not. And even if I was, like, why? But people don't want to think that you're perfect. They want to see imperfections. Like this picture, 7 months postpartum on the left, I was feeling freaking good in November. I'm like, heck yeah. But then I busted my tail in December. I put my picture side by side. I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. And then this is my day 1 from 18 days ago doing the ultimate reset, and day 14. I continue to get new progress pictures, and I continue to share my journey. Personal development is huge, 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 huge. If there's one vital behavior that you do, make it be personal development. Lead, don't pull people through the mud. Don't make your discount coaches try to be diamonds. It's not going to happen, and they're just going to quit. 80% your business, 20% your team. You can adjust that however you see fit, but do not be a 50-50 as a diamond. Go diamond again. Julianne taught me this. If you're a diamond, make a new goal. Go diamond again. If you're an emerald, go emerald again, and keep going emerald until you are a diamond. Help your team go emerald and keep doing it. Keep a pulse on your network so you know what's going on, but that's it. Just keep a pulse on it, but don't be so obsessed with what every other coach is doing that you're voting on what outfit they should wear to the cruise. You know why they're posting that stuff is so they can message people who comment that are not coaches, and coaches that comment on that stuff. I'm like, that's what they're doing. They're trying to get people to, converse with them, and then they're going to message those people who aren't coaches. So don't waste your time like voting on baby shower dresses. Who cares, right? Again, time spent in the wrong spot. Last slide. Attend events. Go to Super Saturday. I wanted to be more involved, and I wanted to get in with corporate. So there's me standing on stage because now I'm on the Wisconsin Market Council. I asked to be on it. Lead Rock the Basics. I lead 1 Zoom a month for Rock the Basics for 3.0. Super easy. I get on. I say what's working for you, what's not. Let's talk about it. That's it. Super easy. But give back to your team. Lead Zooms. Take ownership of your business. Contribute to your team page, even like your bigger team page. Don't just be taking content all the time and depending on other people to contribute for you. Make sure you're throwing in a few things here and there too. Don't push people, show people. My best friend signed up to be a discount coach, and I left it at just that. She's now a diamond. I never asked her to do anything more than that. She just did it on her own. She was a discount coach for 6 months, and then all of a sudden started listening to the National Wake Up Call because I posted about it in our team page. And she's like, I think this would be kind of cool. And I was like, what? But I never pushed her. She followed my lead. And I always remember this: you will never influence the world by trying to be like it. And that's all.
I just have been like, bah! Girl, that was so good. And like, this is just an example of Theresa giving so much. Her being on this call, that is her time from her family to do this for us. And I just have to say, she's successful. Everything she just shared with you, I see her do. And it's not a secret. Like, if you decide to hustle, you hustle. If you decide not to hustle, then you're not going to get it. And I think that's just a big thing that I hope you took away from this. Are you doing what you need to do to get to where you want to be? Or are you just looking at it saying that looks awesome and then standing and staying? You're either all in or you're not. And that like mic drop. Wow. Thank you so much for being on this call. You're incredible. And I just admire you. I look up to you. I'm excited to run with you in this business and just as a friend. Thank you so much. We're not going to do any questions because let's let everybody go. But thank you so much, Theresa. You're amazing. I love you all so much. Who's all in? I'm all in. Let's rock it. Head over to the team page tomorrow, not today. Turn off your phone. Go put it in the bowl and turn off your notifications and spend time with your family. Love you all so much. Bye.